What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad, and we talk about everything that has to do with over-the-counter stocks or really small micro penny stocks that gets us all excited because of all the volatility that we can experience down here and the potential that it has to make us all a lot of money. So if you are joining me for the first time, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Please stick around, and if you have any questions based off of tonight's topic, feel free to ask questions away over here in the chat as everybody is joining me right now. Also, if you are interested in making getting rich overnight, or maybe me making you a millionaire next week, guess what? This is not the channel for you. You might as well swipe on to the next one, because that's not what we're here for. What I like to do and what I aim to do, what I feel like my purpose in life to do, is to help others change their lives for the better. And I'm doing that in a form of stock trading because that's what I find success in. And so I'm sharing my success with other people in order to, maybe afford them some extra side income, or perhaps do what I did and replace my job with stock trading so I can do what I want, when I want, and where I want, as long as I have an internet connection. And improve people's lives. It doesn't, I will never ever try to advertise that I have all these millionaire students. Of course that's possible here in the stock market, but realistically, there's goals that you can set for yourself that can just that the stock market can just help you live a more comfortable life. And that's what that's the whole purpose of Own the Chaos and my community. It's called We Trade HQ. It's absolutely free for you to join. If you aren't a part of the We Trade HQ community, I encourage you to check that out. The links are in the description below. It's absolutely free to join. I do have paid services in there, but there's no obligation for you to do that whatsoever. It's just there for you if you want to step up your trading game and maybe learn how to avoid some of the mistakes that I made when I started out as a trader. So without further ado, let me welcome some folks in here. Yeah, I did get my hair cut. I probably cut off, I don't know, maybe about 4 inches. Down here, if this is the first video you're watching, I had some crazy long hair going on. So let me just welcome some folks here. Well, it was pretty good turnout here. Yeah. So welcome, Taylor, Bob, Lazy. I know I'm going to miss some of you. Craig, Coach, Janet, Tara, good to see you guys. Some familiar faces and some new ones, so good to see you all. Glad that you can make it. And so if you aren't familiar with the Stock Watch Sunday segment, there are stocks that I go over that I think could be of value in the coming week. And I don't want to get it into your head that this is a Stock Watch segment for you to buy what it is that I'm looking at. This is an attempt to just kind of show you how I find value in stocks so that you could perhaps come up with a similar system in order to make better or easier buying and selling decisions. That's all that I'm looking to do. And so yeah, looks like there's some issues with the connection here. Not sure why. Hold on one sec. Looks like we're back live now. So I mean, I got green anyway. Anybody else? Anybody else there? Somebody let me know that you guys can hear me and we're good to go. Okay. Looks like we're good. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So if you are sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. So anyway, if you are looking to check out the stocks that I'm watching, again, I just want to reiterate that these aren't stocks that I want you to buy or purchase. It's just an attempt to show you how I find value in stocks and what I find success in doing. And by no means is this a buy list or a sell list. It's just an attempt to show you how I find value, and perhaps that maybe you can follow the similar system and maybe be successful at trading as I have been. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just continue on. Hopefully this, I don't know what's going on with the connection here, but hopefully it'll pick up here. So I'm going to go over some stuff. There's 3 stocks that I'm going to go over. INKW, I'm going to go over DIRV, and I'm going to go over AFTC. These are stocks that kind of got a lot of movement over the last week, and probably really last 2 weeks. AFTC really kind of arose this past week. INKW and DIRV have kind of been on the watch list for a week or two now, and so let's go over INKW first. I'm going to bring up the chat right now, and so if you are, hold on one sec, I'm going to check it out. I don't know why the connection is so bad, but it looks like it's good now again. I'm not sure why it is, but hold on one second. Okay, good now. All right, so it's just going to keep going in and out, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and just keep going. I don't want it to cause any more distractions or interruptions. Hopefully, it stays fine for the rest of the night. We'll see. So anyways, so INKW, this is one that we've been watching for about a week. Last week I said this is kind of like my dark horse, and I went into explaining why I felt that perhaps there was something going on here. And so here's a new development with INKW. I was actually kind of surprised that we didn't see any more buying on Friday, but on Friday, this is what happened. So if you're new to the OTC, I use OTC markets to do a lot of my due diligence. And what I found on Friday was that, or Thursday rather, I believe it was Thursday, that 3 annual reports came out on INKW. So it's the first reporting that's been done since 2016. So this is getting active again, and so I went and did some further research on INKW. This is their Twitter account. On October 3rd, they came out saying they're launching a new corporate presence soon. Please direct your attention to greenconcepts.com. So if you click on that link there, this is what happens, and lo and behold, this is kind of clever, I think, but you see here what's going on. If I move my mouse over greenconcepts.com, you will see what appears to be the silhouette of a pot leaf. I don't want to speculate that they're getting into the cannabis industry, but it's certainly quite interesting that comes up. I thought it was kind of clever that they just kind of kept it out of the spotlight until you actually moved your mouse over that light bulb there. So kind of gives you an idea of what might be happening with INKW. I don't know. It's hard to say what else they have going on other than the fact that it's been 2.5, 3 years since INKW has done anything, and now all of a sudden they're showing up again, and there's been some pretty decent buying. I myself got in at this at the 16 area right here, 1.5 to 1.6 cents. I told you guys about this last week, so should be interesting to see what INKW has up their sleeve. I think that we're going to see some more filings coming out just because all of a sudden they're active. I have trouble believing that they're going to put out these filings this past week and then we're not going to hear from them again for a few years. So I think there's going to be more to the story coming up, in the coming weeks, maybe even the coming days, who knows. But definitely INKW is one that is on my radar at this point. So anyway, so let's go ahead and, oh, my fault. There you go. Share your screen. That's my fault. So anyway, if you see here, INKW has, annual reports here the last 3 weeks. And I just wanted to show this to you one more time since you didn't see it and I was an idiot and didn't show you my face. So here you go. If you go to INKW's website, this is their Twitter page. You go to INKW, and then you can see there's like a little pot leaf. If you go to their website, that they're telling you that the website's coming soon. And so there you go. Kind of gives you a little bit of a precursor to what may be coming with INKW. But if you go to their annual reports, again, they put up 3. It's the first reports that have been put up since 2016. Again, I want to reiterate that this is something that I think there's more to this story. They're not going to just put up some filings and then we won't hear from them again. Just to kind of reiterate that. And I was kind of surprised again to see, if you look at the chart here, this is WeTradeHQ.com. If you're not familiar with it, I do a lot of my charting and technical analysis here, and you can chat and live with people in real time to kind of get their feel of what they're talking, or what other people's opinions are on any ticker that you want. And so I did this here with INKW, pulled up the indicators and just looked at the Bollinger Bands on RSI to see where it's at. Right now, it's just kind of floating right around there in the middle. And really, I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been more buying going on with INKW. I think that in the coming weeks, definitely could see more action depending on what we hear from them. And, you know, we'll just kind of see what's going on. And we'll wait to see what they have to uncover as far as INKW is concerned. You guys are relentless. That's my fault, guys. So anyway, we're going to DIRV, which is the next one. This is one that was another one that I was surprised that there wasn't more buying going on with DIRV. The reason being was that if you go to the latest PR that came out on DIRV, they have successfully entered into agreement to retire all their outstanding convertible debt. And you know, some people are like, you know, when you look at this, yeah, but is it all of their debt? Yes, it is all of their outstanding debt. All of their outstanding debt. So they settled over $1.4 million of convertible debt with an agreement to pay $1.2 million over a 3-month period. If you go and look at their financials, which we've already done in the previous videos, so go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. But they are paying off all of their debt. All of their convertible debt in particular. So what that means for you as the investor is that they are not going to be diluting this stock after all of that convertible debt has been taken care of. So dilution is going to come to an end, which usually when there is a some sort of catalyst that appears after all of that, you know, dilution stops, it makes it much easier for this to move. DIRV could definitely move much easier now that they're not going to be diluted. So if there's some sort of catalyst that comes into play, which there very likely could be, then this stock is going to move much higher than where it's at right now. If we can see here, if we're taking a look, and you see at 1 cent, it's a decent support level right now. It's had some really nice highs, you know, closer to the 2 cent range. It looked like several times over the last couple weeks that it was going to break through that 2 cent area. It hasn't yet. Just very surprised that it hasn't, given, you know, all that's going on with DIRV. I'm not sure why people are shying away from it yet, but I still think that there's a lot of potential here with DIRV. So next one is AFTC. I shouted this out within the group this past week. AFTC is, let me just check in with everybody, make sure that we're still good, we're still clear. Okay. So AFTC is going to be one that I am definitely watching. I got into this earlier in the week last week, and I hate the minute chart. I should pull this up. Let's see what the daily looks like. Again, if you're interested in what I'm looking at here, this is WeTradeHQ.com. It's a community that I've built with my partner Jake. He and I were just together in DC this past week, had a really great time and conversation and just developing our community. It's going to be awesome what we have in store for you guys. So anyway, AFTC definitely got some attention towards the end of last week. And here's why. So there's going to be a lot of due diligence here that I've pulled up for you guys for AFTC. So just please bear with me. But if you're looking at AFTC on the surface, right? You look at the security details and you're like, holy crap, does that really say 100 billion in authorized shares? Yes, it does. But it's not moving like that at all. It went from 0005 range, and as you can see, it went from 0005 range to 0012 highs last week with ease. Took very little volume to move this, and I think it's only going to get better. And here's why. So if I'm going to, oops, sorry about that. If I'm going to AFTC and I go to the overview, they just recently updated their company profile. So if you go to the company profile, you see this says Zone Media. That's how it's pronounced. XONE is Zone Media. And what Zone Media is, I went ahead and looked that up. They are a communications company. So, and this is what I found was interesting. All you got to do is just Google this kind of stuff, guys. It's really not that hard, but it's really fun and cool investigative work. But if you look at this and it says free call app Zone, it teams up with Tata, I think that's how you pronounce it, to enter Southeast Asian markets. So Zone is a very, and Tata, they're really big in Southeast Asia. It's an app for making free calls developed by a Taiwanese startup. is partnering with Tata as it's prepared to enter the Southeast Asian market. And this was back in 2016. But now, this past week, they finally updated Zone. And I think that this could lead to some sort of potential merger. Who knows? But I found it very interesting that they are now updated in OTC markets as a Zone, and that they're no longer alternative fuels. And so if you're looking to do some more due diligence, I looked at their LinkedIn profile, and then I also looked up Tata. They're actually a publicly traded company, the NSE. Huge group. It's a huge group involved in all kinds of stuff in Southeast Asia. Their headquarters is in Mumbai. So this could be a really big merger potential here. If this actually goes through as a merger, it gets announced. I mean, I just found that this is very interesting. And you can go ahead and email them. I actually got a email response from them, zone.ir@gmail.com. Feel free to email them and ask them if this is Zone, and if everything on OTC, I don't know why he keeps doing it, if everything on OTC markets is accurate, and they will tell you that it is. Just think there's a lot of potential here, guys. This could be a huge move for AFTC in this space. I think anytime we've seen that anytime the potential for mergers is there, it's always a huge catalyst, no matter what it is. And I think that share structure, the way that it's trading, is much smaller than what we're looking at in the security details on OTC markets. So, all right. GIFX 2.0, it could be. I mean, we'll see. So, actually, I wanted to touch on that. I kind of wanted to have 4 or 5 stocks that were out there as far as the ones that I was watching. But GIFX is certainly a good one. Congratulations to those of you who are watching and were invested in FRFS that has now become GIFX. It looks like that merger is completely solidified. Certainly interesting to see where that's going to be headed. It saw highs of 27 cents from sub-penny range in the last year, which has been amazing. It's been a great run for a lot of folks that are in the WeTrade HQ community that have been invested and patient enough to see the big picture on FRFS/GIFX. So congratulations to you guys. I played that one around this time last year, ran it from a sub-penny range into the lower penny range, but actually got out, locked in profits, and never looked at it ever again. As far as my investment choices go, I didn't want to mess around with it. I just wasn't patient enough, obviously, and had my mind focused on so much other stuff when it came to potential that I saw out there. So I mean, I still made plenty of money everywhere else, but GIFX, maybe that was one I should have just stayed in and for the long term. But you live and learn, and there were still people within our group that made a ton of money and are still making a ton of money on GIFX. Should be interesting to see where that goes. So, looking to see if anybody has any questions in particular. Doesn't look like it off the top here. Let me just scroll through. People still have it. Sorry about the connection issues. I'm not sure why that is. My internet is, I got fiber optic internet. It's super fast. Usually don't have any issues. Not sure what the problem is today, but it is what it is. CMGI looking like filings are due soon, perhaps. I mean, let's take a look at that. I can take a look at that with you. Let's shrink back down here. You said, MCGI. Yeah. Let's take a look at MCGI. Sure. MCGI has been a popular one. I actually played that in early spring. And it looks like there's a potential there for a merger. For me, filings were supposed to be coming up. I'm not currently invested in this. I made the play from the 000 range to 0025, which still made me some decent cash. Was happy enough with that to get out of it. But certainly there's some interesting things going on with MCGI in the form of a merger with, what was it, 4-wheel something? I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's find out. This is just an accountant PR. There was some sort of news with them, with some sort of like four-wheel company that they were going to be merging with, right? Am I right in assuming that? So if we look at this, looking at the most recent 10K, you know what else we can also do? I can also check out, I'm going to close some of this stuff out so it's not so messy. Check out Yahoo Finance. This is another good way to look up news. If it gets released publicly. Oop. Bear with me one sec. So MCGI. Now this was another one, guys, just to kind of give you a backstory on MCGI. The CEO of MCGI is also the CEO of Jobs.com. So that's still in the mix there. They're looking to do a merger, and I can't find the filings off the top of my head. This is going to have to be one that I'll just kind of have to get back with you on after I do some more due diligence on my own. But lift kits for less. That's right. That's correct. That's the one. They were looking to check out or to merge with lift kits for less. Obviously, they weren't going to keep that platform as far as lift kits are concerned, because it has nothing to do with you know, what MCGI does. They're primarily surrounded around finding jobs for people who are in the medical industry, like nurses and doctors and that sort of thing. So you know, still kind of like keeping around that Jobs.com type of platform, but it's more focused on people who are in the medical industry. So that is their premise. Again, the CEO of Jobs.com is also the CEO of MCGI. It looks like they're looking to try to form some sort of merger with lift kits for less. Who knows what they're going to turn it into or what their intentions are with it. And again, I will get back with you on that, you know, within our Discord group. If you're not part of that, again, check out WeTradeHQ.com. The Discord link is there for you to check out. Also linked in the description as well. So let's see. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. TREP, revs good, no dilution. Let's take a look at that real quick. I'll take a look at one more. So TREP, I know that one's already been kind of running. Let's take a look at the chart. So for me, it's more along the lines of, you know, have I already missed an opportunity? As we've already, you know, as we've talked about before, is this a missed opportunity for me that I'm just going to have to watch on the sidelines? I feel as if, though it may be for me personally, you know, obviously you're going to have to make that decision on your own if you're going to, you know, continue on with TREP. It looks like some, you know, it's had some pretty nice action lately, basically from nothing. And now it is in the 6 cent range. Obviously looks like it's an extremely low floater. And what were you saying about it as well? Revs good, no dilution. So we'll see though. I mean, it needs to come out with another catalyst. So I think the catalyst has already come and gone. If it comes out with another catalyst, you know, if the story's not over with TREP and you want to make this a longer term investment, maybe I would consider trying to see if I was going to get in, you know, around the 03 cent range, 03.6 range perhaps, to try to find some sort of solid support level. I wouldn't just jump in on it on a whim, simply because the catalyst is already, that's driven the price up to where it's at now, is already come and gone. So that hype is gone. People will probably start selling this if they get bored or they don't hear anything else from TREP. It's going to have more going on with it. If I was going to make some sort of buying decision on this, I would look to try and get in somewhere around the 3-cent range, just based off of my observation on the chart, identifying support levels and that sort of thing. But as far as a share structure standpoint, share structure is super tiny, which is, you know, pretty obvious when you're looking at the chart and how it's jumped with, you know, not a whole lot of volume going on with it. Having no debt's obviously a good thing as well. But again, we're going to have to see what goes on with TREP. I think for me right now personally, I'm just going to chalk this up to a missed opportunity. Probably not going to make a buying decision on this for that reason. I don't want to, you know, just buy something for the sake of buying something. I'm not one of those people that chases something after a catalyst has already come out on it. For me, it's one of those things where I like to get on the bottom of stocks. Photo guy, OMHI, all you're doing is shouting out OMHI. You're not giving me anything on it. See, like how Andrew gave me this TREP, revs look good, no dilution, share structure hasn't changed. That's something that I'm actually going to pay attention to. So guys, if you are looking for me to try and help you out with some sort of stock, you know, don't start pumping it out here on my channel just because you think it's going to run, that it's going to run. That's not what we do here. So if you have a question about OMHI, give me something else other than just shouting it out. You know, by continuously putting out a ticker and just spamming my feed with, you know, a ticker and nothing else to go along with it, it's not going to do anything for you or anybody else within the group. We're here to help people, and that's not going to help anybody. So keep that in your pocket for later, for the next live stream, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. And, you know, again, if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you tuning in and checking out what I see value in and how I find value in stocks and what I see success in. If you're interested in checking out our free community where we all celebrate each other's success and help each other win at this crazy, chaotic world that we call the OTC, check us out. The links are in the description. It's WeTradeHQ.com. If you're not interested in trading over-the-counter stocks, that's okay. We also have platforms within our community that they trade options, Forex, all that kind of stuff. It's coming. Cryptocurrency. It's all going to be there for you at WeTradeHQ.com. So if you're not interested in penny stocks, then that's okay. If you're interested in trading some other niche within the market, then we are still the place for you. And it's all free. It's all for you to check out at WeTradeHQ.com. So that is all I've got for you guys this week. As always, I will see you all before the bell, and B. Smith is out. Have a good one, guys.